Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Shape Your Buddha. My name is Dani. For those of you who haven't done one of my classes on our channel yet, or haven't met me before in person. So today we're changing things up a bit, and we're going to start standing. So if that's not appealing to you, you are in the privacy of your own home, I'm assuming. So you can actually do whatever it is that you want. But I would encourage you to come to the top of your mat into a standing position. And just when you get there, take your hands to your hips and then just start playing with your foundation a bit. So rocking back and forth on your feet, moving the legs apart, maybe together, and just noticing today for you, what feels best. For me, a little bit wider apart, but foot length feels good for me today. So just notice where that is for you. And lift all 10 of your toes off the ground, making sure that you're not hyperextending through the back of the knees or making really cute weird dinosaur hands with your hands. Just relax those hands and then see if you can drop just the big toe down, lift it up, drop the pinky toe down, lift it up, drop the big toe and the pinky toe, and keep the middle 6 up. And then relax the feet back down to the floor. I'm just gripping those toes on the mat and releasing them just a couple times to relax the feet. And then once you've found that you've worked those feet a bit and have found a place where you feel balanced and steady, allow the arms to either come down to the side or draw the palms together at heart center. And just gently allow the eyes to close. If you're worried about balance, and leave the eyes open, just soften the gaze. Allow the muscles in the neck and shoulders to begin to relax. Feeling the ground beneath your feet, knowing that you are completely supported by the ground beneath you. Becoming aware of your breath this morning, not judging your breath, just noticing where that breath naturally is resting in the body. With your next breath in, moving the breath down the body. As you inhale, feeling the belly moving away from the spine. And as you exhale, allow the belly to relax towards the spine. Continuing to slow the breath down and move the breath down into the belly. Feeling the chest relax, the neck and shoulders relax down towards the floor. Creating length through the spine. So press the ground away from you, your feet, lengthening up through the top of the head. Again, reconnecting with that breath if the focus is wandered. Just slowly, on your next breath in, inhaling to the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 more rounds. Inhaling, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pause your breath. Exhale one more time, getting rid of all that old stale air, all that old stale energy. And as you inhale, take that big deep breath in, lengthening the body, reaching out through the top of the head. And as you exhale, allow the body and the breath to relax. Giving yourself a moment here to either set an intention for your practice today. Just taking a moment to reconnect with the breath. Remembering that this is your practice. You can leave out or do as much or as little as you would like today. And keeping that thought of self-kindness with you as we move forward with our practice. Allow the eyes to blink open and close a few times. And just gently adding some movement into the head, turning your head from side to side. And maybe it's tucking the chin down into the chest, lifting that chin all the way up towards the ceiling. Don't let the head fall straight back. Do allow the chin to move up and down though, keeping strength through the neck. Relaxing the jaw so you're not clenching. And then allow that movement to stop. Take your arms down at your sides and just swing them around just a bit. And then take a nice big deep breath in and lift those arms all the way up, making nice tight fists. And as you exhale, squatting and releasing. Inhale, one more time, tighten. And exhale, relax down. And I lied 2 more times, guys. And exhale, relax. Last one, tighten everything, reach, press, 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 and relax. Coming back up, taking those hands to your hips. Just bringing some circles into the ankles. Ooh, if you're mine, they sound like popcorn this morning. Be careful. And then set that foot down, moving over to your other side. And then set that foot down, going back to your first foot, and then see if you can remember what direction you went the first time, and then go the opposite direction this time. And then release that side, and then moving back to that second side, that right side, and then go the other way again. And trying to remember if that's half the exercise. And then pause and release that. And then just start bringing some circles into your hips. So finding your way onto one foot. And bringing some circles. Notice how balance is today. Noticing what's going on in your body. Mine's a little clunky this morning. Just being kind and aware to yourself. And then pause, go the other direction. Foot can be on the ground or up off the ground. You decide what kind of day it is for you. And then pause, place that foot back down on the ground and switch sides. And then notice the difference from side to side. And then notice what's going on through the weight. Are you just hanging out in the other hip? Or can you really use that standing leg and stand strong? Pause, go the other way. And just noticing and what's going on through that low back. And then pause, place that foot down on the ground, and step those feet out a little bit apart. And then just start making some circles with those hips. Yeah, I know it looks really good being happy you're not the one doing this on live YouTube or Instagram. Really get those hips moving. And then go the other direction. The bigger the circles, the more you'll feel what's going on through the hips and back. And that might be a good thing, and that might be a bad thing. So gauge those circles for what you need today. And then pause, and then shake that out a bit. And stepping the feet back together, take a breath in, lift those arms up. As you exhale, draw the left knee up in towards the chest. And then inhale, lengthen it back down. And exhale, this time switching over to that right knee, drawing it in. And inhale up. And exhale. If you can, interlace your hands, stretch up, and then keep switching sides, connecting that breath and the movement. And notice, is it a day where the breath needs to be slow or fast? A day where the movement can be slow or fast. And then match the two together. If you can, speed it up. And if you can, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Watching what's going on through the shoulders, knowing if it's a day where you need the arms a little bit wider apart, and then keep going. And 3 more times to each side. Really make them count, really warming that body up. Keep going. And last one, stretch up. And then reaching those arms all the way out, all the way down to the hips. And then coming up onto the toes. And then lower down. I'm just going to turn sideways so it's a little easier for you to see. Lift up, lower down, up, down, up, down. Lifting those heels off the ground. Pressing into the toes, really moving that middle part of the foot. Lifting up to the top of the head, waking up those calves, waking up those hamstrings and glutes. Up, down. Good job, guys. Keep going. And then maybe you can add some arm movement in, stretching those arms straight up in front of you, just opening and closing those hands, making sure that you're including your thumbs in this. Keep going up and down too if you can. And then keep those hands going, and then move the arms up, up, down. Keep going. And then hold up. And relax the hands all the way down. Breathe here. Heels come down. And then draw that right knee up towards the chest, forehead to knee. And then lower it back down. Switch sides. Forehead to knee. Lower it back down. And then just shake it out and step it out a little bit. So turning so you can face the top of your mat if you aren't already. Step there. Take a nice big deep breath in. Lift the arms. Lift the gaze. Exhale. Forward fold to whatever forward fold feels good for you. We are staying in the forward fold, so don't jump back if you think you know what's coming. So hanging out in your forward fold here, just play with it for a second. Notice, is it a day where feet are together or feet can move a little bit wider apart? For me, the feet wider apart feels better today. So just notice what's going on through your low back. Once you're here, just bend and straighten one leg at a time, waking up that low back. And then allow that movement to stop. Bend both knees, allow the belly to come to the chest, or allow the belly to come to the tops of the thighs, and then stretch those hip bones straight up towards the ceiling as you allow your head to move down towards the top edge of your mat. So don't think drop the head in between the feet. It's just slightly ahead, creating a nice long spine. And then one more time, bend those knees, allow that belly to come to the top of the thighs. As you exhale, chin tucks in towards the chest. Sit bones move up towards the ceiling, and the top of the head moves just slightly ahead of the feet or the top edge of the mat. Bend the knees. Inhale. Come all the way back up. Lift your left arm up. And as you exhale, it's a bend over to the right. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, lower that arm down, and then switch sides. An inhalation brings that right arm up, and exhalation takes you over to the other side. So it doesn't matter what side you just did. Inhale, come back up. So switch back to that first side. Exhale, all the way over. Now hold here, and then take a second and look, making sure that both feet are facing straight ahead. Draw that top shoulder back and down. Lengthen through the top of the head. Head doesn't drop down. Exhale, lower a little bit further. Inhale, lengthen up through the chest. Exhale, lower a little bit further. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, over. Inhale up. Exhale over. Really important that you're not holding the breath is the most important thing here. So if your breath is backwards, don't worry about it. We'll do 2 more over to this side. Inhale, come up. Hands to hips. Switching sides. So reach up through that other hand. Draw that shoulder up into your ear to start, and then roll it back and down, creating as much space as you can through the shoulders. I'm really using this hand on my hip to draw my hip down. Breathe in, and on the exhalation, draw over to the other side. So don't think collapse into it. It's a really nice lengthening, pressing out through that opposite leg. Breathe. Draw the shoulder down out of the ears. Inhale, come up. Moving into the moving ones. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. We did 5 on the other side. We'll do 5 on this side. And this is 3. Watching the shoulder, keeping it down out of the ears. Last one, coming all the way over. Reach, 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 reach. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, take your hands to your hips. And then just shake it out a little bit. And then coming to the top end of your mat, if you're not already there, inhale those arms up. Exhale, fold the body forward. Place the hands down on the ground. From here, step your left foot straight back. Taking the left hand, move it so it's in line with the right toes. And then as you lift that right arm up, moving into a twist. Okay. Pressing through that back heel. So the option is that you can take the knee to the ground if you need to. Try though for that nice straight leg. Action through the hips is front knee moves back hip moves forward. Breathe. Arm comes down. Step back into a plank position. Knees drop down. Toes point back, coming into a child's pose. Inhale, coming back up into a tabletop position. With that same front right leg, step it forward. And this time, leave that back knee down onto the ground. Inhale, reach those arms up, and you decide, is this good for you today? Or could you move into a bit of a back bend? As you move into the back bend though, making sure that you're not dropping down and losing all that strength through the pelvic floor. Really engage, lift up. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, hands come down on the inside of that front foot. Tucking the back toes, straighten that leg, and step forward into a slightly wider leg forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up, lift the arms, lift the gaze. Exhale, lower down. Switching sides. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold the body forward. This time, hands come down to the ground and you step back with the right foot. Placing those hands on the inside of that left knee. Take that right arm and place it so the fingertips are in line with the toes. Inhale, open up into that twist. Then moving that arm back down to the inside of that front knee. Step back into that plank position. Knees down. Sit bones move back towards the heels. Toes untuck. Inhale, coming back up into that tabletop position. That left knee steps forward to the outside of that left hand. Inhale, lift the arms, lift the gaze, and you decide, is it here good, or could you maybe move into that back bend? Again, watching what's happening through those legs. Try not to drop out and lose all that connection. It's front knee back hip forward, lifting up. Exhale, hands come down. Back toes tuck as you step forward into that slightly wider leg forward fold. Inhale, curl all the way up. Lift the arms, lift the gaze. We're going to do that a little bit faster this time, and one more time on each side. If that was a really good piece for you, just do what you can, and we'll meet you at the end as you follow along. All right. Lift the arms, lift the gaze. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen through the top of the head. Now step back with that left leg. Moving that hand in, moving into your twist. Press to the back heel. Hands come down, step back to plank. Knees drop, toes untuck, Sit bones move back towards the heels. Coming back up into your tabletop position. That right leg steps forward. Arms lift, chest lift. Lifting up through that pelvic floor. Coming into your back bend. Making sure you're not holding your breath. Coming all the way back up. Hands come down, back toes tuck, and stepping forward into your forward fold. Inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, lower down. Switching sides. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Lengthening through the spine. This time, the right foot goes back, or the side you didn't just do. Readjust those hands. Opening up into that twist. Lowering that arm back down. Step back into that plank position. Knees drop. Toes point back. Sit bones move back. Coming all the way back up into tabletop. Step forward with that left foot again. Lifting the arms. Lift the gaze. Back bend if you're back bending. Inhale, come all the way back up. Hands come down to the ground. Back right toes tuck. Step forward into that forward fold. And take a nice big deep breath out here. Inhale, lift the arms, lift the gaze. Exhale, hands lower down. And then just shifting your weight, stepping those feet back together. Shift your weight over to the left side. Take those the right knee and toes and turn them out. Right arm comes up. Lift that right leg off the ground, keeping the knee bent. And just bend down. Come up and extend everything. And as you bend over, think about that side bend we just did. It's more of a side reach. And extending out. And coming in. And maybe we can go a little faster, but as you move faster, don't lose all that good alignment you have happening. Draw the shoulders down. Up. And notice where that shoulder movement is coming from. Are you keeping that shoulder all the way up in the ear as it comes out, or can you move that shoulder blade, drawing it down? And then hold, up, breathe. And lift up, extend out, lower the leg, lower the arm, shake it out if you need to. And we have one other side. So toes come to the ground on that left side. Reach that other arm up. Knee lifts. Elbow draws down with a slight side bend. Opening everything back up and down. Up. Give yourself a few practice ones on this side or slow ones on this side. Noticing the difference from side to side. And now if you want to speed up the movement, you can. Again, watching that the breath and the movement are connected in the body. And inhalation extends everything, and exhalation brings everything together. Watching that the shoulders aren't moving up into the ears. And notice where that shoulder movement is coming from. Are you using your extended leg, keeping that foot flexed? And a few more on this side. And pause, hold everything up together. Lift up through the chest. Draw the shoulders down. Breathe. Lift up, lift up, lift up. And exhale. Extend everything out. And lower it down. And then shake it out. Take a nice big deep breath in and give yourself a really good forward fold here. One where maybe you could swing from side to side. Just release that upper back, that lower back. Just finding where it feels comfortable for you. Take a nice big deep breath in. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Lift those arms up, stretch. And then release the hands back down to the hips. Take a step, a wide step back with that right foot. So you're coming into this wonderful lunge. As you get into this lunge, you want to make sure that you feel stable. So the wider apart you move your feet, the more stable you're likely to feel. So instead of having everything train track, like one in front of the other, you want to move everything a little bit wider apart, creating a really nice base. From here, see if you can walk that back heel or that back toes back just a little bit further. And then check out that front knee and ankle. You want to make sure that they're in line and stay there. Hands come to the hips. That back hip, draw it all the way forward and in. So it's that gentle squeezing of the inner thighs, moving together as you draw up through the top of the head. Now, bending that back knee drops down. Come straight back up as you straighten both legs. And again, moving those inner thighs. Think about squeezing a block in between the legs. Drop down. So that's 2. We're going to do 8 more, and your option is to leave them out. And that should be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I meant to count down, so we're going to do 1 more to even out. Lift up nice and tall, and then this time, bend that front knee, but keep that back leg straight. So if you need to wiggle it back a little bit, wiggle it back. Hold here. Now think back with that front knee and forward with that back hip. Arms come out into a T position. Keeping the palms together, facing forward, move the palms together. Inhale, open the arms up, back, so they're in line with the shoulders. As you exhale, could you move them back a little bit further? Notice how my arms had to drop down from shoulder height? That's perfect. Try not to keep them up here, or you get this weird, awkward rounding and crunching through the back of the neck. Allow them to move down. Come together. 2 more. Open up. Bring them together. 1 more. Open up. Bring them together. Now flip the hands. Okay? Lift up nice and tall through the top of the head. Backs of the hands come together. Reach around as if you were almost going to come into chest expander, but not quite. Then bring back. And 2 more. Reach, 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 reach. And back. Last one. Reach, 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 reach. Come forward, keeping the arms forward. Turn the palms so they're facing the ground. Step forward. And then take your hands down. And then shake it out in between sides. I'm being really happy we only have 2 sides. Take your hands to your hips. Lift up nice and tall through the top of the head. This time stepping way far back with that left leg, or the leg you didn't just do. And now take your time to set yourself up on this side as well. Your brain knows what's coming on this side, but this side of the body has no idea what's about to happen to it yet. So take your time. Set yourself up, creating that nice wide foundation. Now check out that front knee and ankle, making sure that they're in line. And now connect to those hips, drawing that front knee and hip back without losing the alignment over the ankle, and that back hip forward. Back knee bends, come down, up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Walk that back left heel back just a little bit more. Now connect with those hips again. That front hip, draw it back. That back left hip, draw it forward. Squeezing those inner thighs towards each other. Inhale, lift those arms straight up ahead. Move them to shoulder height and turn the palms forward. Exhale, draw the hands together. Inhale, open the arms up so the back of the hands start to move towards each other. Allow the arms to move down. 2 more. Open up. And close. Last one. And up. And close. Flip the hands, back of the hands. Moving the palms together, almost coming into that chest expander, but not quite. Reach the arms forward. Draw the shoulders down out of the ears. Reach, reach, reach. Don't hold your breath. And last one, moving back. And drawing forward. Hands come straight ahead. Step forward. And then shake out those legs. Let those arms relax. And then really be kind to yourself. So give those legs a little bit of circles through the hips. Wonderful. And then step out wide along your mat. So you're about a leg length apart. Toes face forward to start. Inhale, lift those arms up. Exhale. Hinging from the hips, come all the way forward. Nice flat back here. Take that right hand and drop it down so it's straight and in line with your nose. Inhale, lengthen to the top of the head, and as you exhale, coming into a twist. So it might feel good to have the arm up or the hand down on the low back. You decide what feels good for you today. And coming back to that center position, both arms straight out, lengthen through the top of the head. This time the left arm drops down. Take a breath in here, and on your exhalation, moving into that twist. And again, you decide, hand up, hand on low back. What feels good for you today? Lower that arm back down. This time, both hands down on the ground, and then finding your wide leg forward fold that feels the best for you. So it might be hands on knee, just above the knees slightly bent. It might be elbows to slightly above the knees, and it might be hands down on the ground, face down on the ground. So you decide what feels good for you. And then safely coming up to a standing position. So using those hands along the legs if you need to. Take the hands to the hips, bend the knees, and hop the feet together. Wonderful. And then jump the legs apart. And then move the legs together. Out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. And you can always do these stepping as well. But if you can do the jumping, even if it's just little jumps, that's still good for that lymphatic system. It really gets that energy moving in the body that we wouldn't normally. And like as adults, how often do we jump up and down? So enjoy it. Keep going. 2 and 1. Hold this time. Hop with the legs out wide. So pivot your feet, or actually before you do anything with your feet, just stop and look to see where they naturally landed. And if you've adjusted them, just do one more. Okay? Jump back out. And now, see, your toes may have ended so they're slightly angled. It's not like ballerina feet where they're way out, but just slightly out of where the knees go. And not toes straight ahead. So bend your knees. And then notice, does it feel safe in the knee? Making sure that the ankles are either straight in line with the knees are straight in line with the ankles, or that the ankles are slightly further ahead of the knees. Not this, okay? More this. All right, and if you're feeling like it's safe for your hips and your knees, move those feet a little bit wider apart so you're getting a little bit more of an angle. So those ankles are slightly ahead of the knee. Come back up to standing. Exhale, drop straight down. Come back up, down, up, down, up. Include the arms now. Up, down, moving up. Nice wide arms. Watching what's going on through the chest. You don't want to send everything forward and drop back. Nice, strong spine. Okay. And 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. Pause here. Now if you can add some pulsing, add some pulsing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold here. Draw out through the knees. Press into the feet. Lift up to the top of the head. Hands come to the hips. Could you reach over to the right side? Come back to center. Reach over to the other side. Come back up. Hold here, straighten the legs. Toes pivot to face forward, hands come to the hips, and coming into whatever forward fold feels good for you to release your low back. Bending the knees maybe, and it might be different than that last forward fold you did, so just notice. If you can, add some movement, bending and straightening one leg at a time, just letting that low back really relax. And then just shaking the head from side to side. And then slowly curling on up. Take your hands to your hips, bend the knees, and jump the feet together. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, forward fold, placing the hands down on the ground, and then step back with one foot, back with the other foot, coming into a plank position. Drop the knees down, point the toes back, and move into child's pose. So give yourself a break here. Notice, is it a day where you want to have the knees a little bit wider apart or closer together? What child's pose gives you the best release? And then coming up, just helping yourself into a seated position. And I'm going to demo something really quickly, and then we'll do it all together. So just hold off from participating while I'm talking us through this one. I promise you will do it all together. So there's a couple options. Coming onto your hands and knees, dropping the hips towards the ground, coming into a gentle back bend. Notice how my thighs aren't on the ground. They are slightly off. Chest lifts. As you exhale, you press into your hands and draw your sit bones back. What you don't want to see as you inhale, coming forward, is watch my elbows hyperextend and my belly lets go. My low back isn't protected at all, and I'm jamming the low back. That's not what you want. You want to engage the legs, keep the legs off the ground, lift up through the chest and have a slight bend through the elbows as you move up. Exhale, you tuck and round the spine as you send the sit bones all the way back towards the heels, drawing the shoulders out of the ears, chin tucks in towards the chest. And we'll repeat that a couple times. Option 2, if you are very comfortable, and only if you are very comfortable with this, tuck the toes, moving into downward dog. As you exhale, or inhale, you're dropping down into a tuck toe upward dog. So lifting the chest. That means that your legs don't come as down to the ground. Again, same thing as that last time. Arms hyperextend, low back jams, and it doesn't look very cute, and it feels even less cute. So find that strength in the body, lengthen the legs, exhale, press back, okay? So we will be doing 5 rounds of that together. You decide what option is going to feel the best in your body today, and the answer is you might just want to hold a cobra or hold out in child's pose for this next little bit here. Otherwise, find where it feels good for you. We're gonna start either in child's pose or downward dog on your exhalation. Okay? Exhale here. Inhale. Lengthen up, draw the shoulders back and down. Exhale. Push back. Inhale. Lift up, lengthening through the top of the head. Exhale. 3 more. Lift up. Back. 2 more. Lift up. Connect with the breath. Draw those sit bones way back. Last one. Up, up, up. Lift out of the shoulders. And then hold back in your downward dog or your child's pose, wherever that is. If you are in downward dog, give yourself a nice walking dog, bending and straightening the legs one at a time. Knees drop down if you are in downward dog. Otherwise, just stay in child's pose. We're all coming there. And give yourself a second here. Relax the wrists. So maybe it's bending the elbows and making circles with the wrists. And then go the other direction. And then hands can come back down, and then just walk the hands over to the right. And then think about dropping those left sit bones over that left heel. Coming back to center, walking your hands over to the other side. And again, keeping your head in line with the spine, so not dropping your head to one shoulder or the other. And this time, think about sending those hips the opposite direction of the hands. Back to center. Stretch those arms all the way out, making yourself as long as you possibly can as you draw the shoulders back and down. Coming up into a tabletop position. So your options are to keep your knees down. Otherwise, straighten those legs out to a regular plank here and breathe. And just find where your weight needs to be. So play with it. Rock back and forth a couple times, watching those shoulders. And then move the feet so they're about a foot length apart. Breathe. Now, could you draw the right knee up towards the chest? And then step it back. And then switch sides. Step it back. Now lower both knees down, point the toes back, and relax in child's pose for breath. Do plank one more time. Coming back up, set yourself up. And this time, staying on one side, your options are to always leave the movement out and just hold a regular plank. Could you draw your knee to your elbow on the outside? Step back. Keep going on the same side. We'll do 5 on one side, 5 on the other. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause and switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull back, knees come down, toes point back, step the knees out really nice and wide this time. Coming into that really wide leg child's pose. Coming here. Coming all the way back up, walking the hands in a little closer. This time, taking that right arm, could you move it straight underneath and lay down? Stretching that left arm up. And breathe here. Gaze can go down towards your mat or out to that right hand. Inhale, coming back up, step up. Again, this time the left arm moves out and through, drawing that head down to the ground maybe, and then straightening that top right arm. Gaze goes over to that left hand. Breathe here. Relaxing the back. And then inhale, coming back up. Stretch it out one more time, all the way forward. And then coming up into a tabletop position and just rounding and tucking the spine a couple times in that cat-cow position. Moving all the way from the base of the tailbone all the way to the top of the head. Just really relax that back. And last one, tuck. And then find that neutral spine. Now, if you are feeling just done for the day, you do not have to do anything else other than come onto your belly. If you can, leave the knees down on the ground. Move the arms out nice and wide so they're wider than shoulder width. Now, here. Tucking that pelvis under, lower down. 1, and then press back up. And I'll count to 8, somewhere in between 5 and 10. And then you can do as many of those as you want to. And at any time you can just rest down on your belly because that's where we're going next. Okay? So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, press back up, and now lower down onto the belly. So once you get onto your belly, just bend the knees and let the feet drop from side to side. Allow that movement to stop. And then roll over onto your right side. So your left leg is the leg that's on top. Bend that left leg and place it so that foot sole's flat down on the ground. You can either have your head resting down on your arm or bend the elbow to take the hand and let your head rest in your hand. That bottom right leg lifts off the ground and lift up. And then lower. Lift up a little bit higher and lower. I personally like it when my head's all the way down on the ground. I feel that leg moves a little bit easier and my hip doesn't jam. So it might be a different story in your body. Just find where you feel comfortable. Press to the heel, reach to the hand, and lift up and down. If you can connect that breath and the movement, it's an exhalation draws it up, inhalation takes it back down. And then pause, hold the leg up, and see if you can just do little pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold up, press to the heel, and then lower that leg down, and then allow that top knee to drop towards the ground and coming into a twist. So it might just be having that hand on the hip, allowing the body to relax. And it might be moving that right arm down, coming all the way out and into a larger twist. So notice what your body needs and move to that twist that feels the best for you. And then bringing everything back, center. This time taking that left hand straight in front of the chest. The legs straighten and then bend both knees. Okay. Coming up, take that right hand across the belly and then starting up high, start to lower down with that left arm and then press back up. You might notice that you need to readjust that top left arm. I know mine was up a little too high. So just moving it to where you don't feel any tension in the elbow or shoulder. Lower back down. Come up. And we'll do 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Lower down. Straighten those arms all the way up above the head. Straighten those legs. And then roll over to your other side. I'm going to do a little bit of a fancier move so I can actually face you and you can see what I'm doing. Otherwise, roll over and we'll do the same thing on our other side here. So starting with both legs straight, that bottom arm, you decide, and it might be different on this side, so take your time and play with it. Bottom arm here, top arm here, bottom arm here. And then top arm just in front for balance. Top leg comes to the floor. And then lift that left leg off the ground. And then lower it down. Lift up and lower. Okay. Up and down. And noticing the difference from side to side. Also, check out what's going on through that top right foot. Are you pressing to the ground? And as you move that bottom leg, is that top leg moving? Are you able to keep it relatively still? And we'll do 5 more. 1, press out through the left heel. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold up, and then just some little pulsing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down. And then you decide what kind of twist you need. That front top leg comes down, toes point back. Might just be here, or you might move into the full twist, allowing that bottom left arm to come straight out from the left shoulder. Breathe. Coming back up. Moving that arm underneath the head again, just to help yourself up into that side stretch. So bend the knees again, allow both feet to go straight back behind you. Left arm comes around the belly, and that right hand comes straight in line with the shoulder down, so it's matching the chest. Take a breath in, lengthen through the top of the head. Exhale, lower. Come back up, reposition that arm if you need to, and then come back down, back up. That was 2, so we'll do 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come back all the way down, rolling onto your back. Just moving to a place where you can comfortably draw those knees up and towards the chest, and just relax the back for a second here. Maybe it's happy baby that feels better for you today, just noticing. And then allow that rocking motion to stop. Allow the knees to come together and the ankles to come together. And hands come to the tops of the knees. Just start to make some small circles through the low back. And then pause and go the other way. And then draw those knees in towards the chest. Hands can come down to the ground beside the hips. Knees move out away from the chest, and then legs are bent in a 90-degree position here. Toes point forward. Take a breath in, and then lower one leg as you exhale. And then switch. An inhalation brings the legs back together. An exhalation takes the leg down. The most important thing is that you're not holding your breath, but if you can connect that one breath and movement, you can. And then lower both toes, maybe. Come back up. Lower down. Back up. And notice if that feels comfortable for you. Maybe it's a day where you could straighten the legs and lower them down. Bend them, straighten, lower. Bend them into the chest, up, lower. 2 more. Really extend out through the heels if you can. Lower those legs down. Draw them in. Last one, up. Go really slow. Keeping the neck and the shoulders relaxed. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Bring the forehead up towards the knees, making yourself as tiny as you can to relax the neck. Lower the head back down. Knees stay bent as the foot soles come back down to the mat. And then just draw the knees from side to side. And you decide where it feels good for your arms. Maybe it's resting on the belly. Maybe it's having those arms out into a T position. And then just pause the next time you enter your twist on the right side. Take a breath here. And exhale. Come back to the center on your next inhalation. And then over to that left side. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Coming back up to center on your next inhalation. Stretching the legs out along the mat. Stretching the arms all the way up above the head. Take a nice big deep breath in here and then tighten every muscle in your body as tight as you possibly can. And exhale. Relax. Do that 2 more times. Tighten, tight, tight, tight. Exhale. Relax. Last one. Tighten, tighten, tighten. Tight, tight, tight. And exhale. Relax the body. Allow the arms to find a position where it's comfortable for you. They're down at the sides, out in a T position. Maybe it's hands on the belly. Allow the eyes to softly close. Just take a second and notice how the body's feeling. Take a nice big deep breath in. And a long letting go exhalation. So you allow the body to relax into your Shavasana. Feeling the body completely supported by the ground beneath you. Breath feels easy, relaxed, and calm in the body. Mind is quiet and at peace. If you're needing a few more moments for Shavasana, I invite you to take those. But for now, you can coming up into a seated position. Taking a breath in as you lift the arms, gathering all that positive energy you've created for yourself this morning. And as you exhale, bringing those hands down into your heart center. Being grateful for this time you've given yourself this morning. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Namaste. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And we'll see you soon.